Party llama is the party. Party llama brings the party. Party llama dramatically enhances the party. Please do not use party llama if you are allergic to the following: having a good time, increased heart rate, not being a total lame wad, enjoying your life to the fullest, parasailing from the back of a yacht. Please consult a doctor if you do not develop a cool attitude. Use as directed.
Welcome to Youth Night Live. We're so excited to have you as we have an awesome service lined up for you guys today. But it is a super special service because it is worship together. So we want you to go grab your parents, invite them to come join and watch along with you. We have some really awesome stuff in store for you tonight. But to get started, before the rest of the show gets kicked off, I'm going to invite my parent up. So give it up for your So we're going to play a little bit of a game, and so to help us with that, we actually need someone else. So I also need you to give it up for my fellow interns there. So Sarah, what are we playing? How do we play this?
Okay, so this game, what's the name of this game? Spit it out! Which is apparently what I couldn't do. Alright, so the point of this game is I'm going to give you guys the categories, and you guys are going to pick from that category, and then you guys are going to, one at a time, give your answer that matches that category. And go back and forth. So for example, if it's fruit, you would say cherry, and then you would hit the button. Yes. Then you would go
Banana.
Okay.
Orange.
Very good.
Pomegranate.
Okay.
Apple.
Very good.
I don't know.
Perfect. If you run out of an answer, then you are out. And if you repeat an answer, you are out. Okay? So, your categories that you get to choose from: professional sports teams names. All you can probably see is sport, but it's okay. I spelled professional correct, so. Hand tools. Okay? Periodic table.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't that sound
baby.
like a
Yeah.
I might need help on that one. Worship songs. Okay. Herbs and spices. A little bit of KFC, I guess. And animals with tails.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Because, yeah, that sounds like a good time.
I must say, I think that a lot of these are catering towards it. I'm just saying. I think
Oh,
it's
hey,
half
I
and
want you to
half.
try your best. I know you got beat last week, but this is your chance for redemption.
You can do it.
Well, I'd be really
All right, so, Phil, as you are our guest today, you are going to pick the first category. So.
Okay, so when I pick the category, does it have to be exactly like, I don't know, just associated with it? Because I picked periodic table.
Then it's got to be the elements on the paper.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
elements, okay.
All right. And so the first
Is
one,
that what you're picking?
I picked periodic
All right,
table.
perfect.
Oh, calm down.
So let's start with the very first one, which is hydrogen,
Oxygen.
helium,
Gold.
fluorine,
Silver.
chlorine,
Neon.
bromine,
Argon.
protactinium.
Protactinium.
That's a repeat. You lose.
Round one.
Mr. Phil. All right. And Hawk, your turn.
We're gonna go with.
Can we confirm that protactinium is...
You look
You look that up.
We'll validate
Simple
the points.
PR.
Simple PR.
molecular
Hand
weight?
tools. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't that sound like a great time? And you're starting, so you might as well go ahead.
Okay. Screwdriver.
Hammer,
Flathead.
wrench.
Which is a screwdriver. So
Boom, 2 for 2.
sorry, I'm gonna have to
He's gonna
disqualify
go
you.
6 and 0. 6 and 0.
A little confidence.
It's fine.
A little
I
confidence.
might get one.
All right.
Let's go herbs and spices. Salt,
Pepper.
paprika,
Thyme.
ginger,
Basil.
bay leaf.
That's more than 3 seconds. That's more than
Okay. Try.
Come on.
Okay.
Cilantro,
Yeah.
oregano.
Yeah. Cilantro so
It's a lot different being on that side versus this side.
Seasoned
Be
salt.
so
A
racist.
lot of pressure under these lights. All right, your turn to pick.
Okay, we're gonna go with professional sports teams.
All right. I like this category.
Oh,
Ready?
Purdue basketball.
Not professional.
I win. Chicago Cubs.
I already lost. I was gonna list all of them.
All right.
Okay, let's do animals with tails.
Animals with tails.
And let's start with monkey,
Beaver.
dog,
Penguin.
cat.
Penguins have tails! Confirmed! You can challenge if you want!
I said cat.
He went on.
Toucan.
Lemur.
Parrot.
Lion.
Hawk.
Horse.
Eagle.
Cow.
I gave it to him. I said the judges confirm unicorn works.
Otter.
Dragon.
Platypus.
Now we're going to mystical. All right.
Whale.
Oh my gosh, dolphin?
Fish.
Goldfish! Goldfish! Sure.
All right. That means last one.
Oh, this is
Worship
I
song.
don't know. It's thinking on.
All right. You ready for this?
It's
It's yours, right? Because he picked animals with tails.
Nothing else.
Blessings.
Heart of worship.
Forever amen.
Oh, I love this song. No one ever cared for me like Jesus.
It's so good.
Yes, thank you. God bless America.
Which is a song that is unfortunately not a worship song. Whatever.
It depends on how you sing it.
Okay, that wraps up our game. My dad won 4-2. That's definitely, you ready for the best answer. That was so good. Well, hey, we have an awesome show set up for you guys tonight, so give a round of applause for our host tonight, Mark Riley!
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on Worship Together Wednesday. We're excited about tonight. We have our CPC youth band that is with us tonight. Give it up for them. And we got some special guests tonight. But before we get to that, I want to do something fun with you. And to do that, I need to welcome my very, very special friend up to the stage tonight. You all know him. You all love him. Malcolm Drain. Can we give it up for Malcolm Drain right now? Yep. Favorite youth leader right here?
Yeah, but I thought we agreed we weren't going to call me your special friend.
Oh, well, we just, yeah, we did talk about that, but
On camera, we talked about that.
I got caught in the moment and just went with it.
We were going to stick with best friend.
Yeah, okay, best friend. We got best friend up here, Malcolm. Hey, so, every week, I just kind of, for the past 6 weeks, right, I've just been I look and I get on Twitter and I see these interesting quotes. And last week, what was last week?
Single.
Singles. Why I'm single.
For the third week in a row.
I brought that up.
Even though I'm married.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this week, I thought since we had parents with us, we would actually do some parent quotes this week. Some dad quotes, some mom quotes. So this.
Do I need a notebook?
No, maybe. You may need notebook. So parent quotes, actual tweets by real people. Here are a couple. Okay, here's the first one. Instead of LOL, my mom will text OTAH, which according to her stands for "Oh, that's a hoot."
Don't be surprised if you get that from me.
Yeah.
And it's
I actually might have used that one to someone earlier today.
Yeah.
They said LOL, and that's
that's a hoot.
That's a hoot, right? Yeah. See, it fits.
I'm
It fits.
going to use it. I'm going to use it.
It's actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, what else we got? So my dad told me, you're not completely worthless. You can be used as a bad example.
Yeah, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
But
parents do not use that.
Okay.
Wow, did you have more you wanted to?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Yep. I asked my mom if she was planning to come to my graduation, and she said, "You're my fourth child, so no."
Okay. Hold on.
Quote.
Have you been to a graduation?
I'm a youth pastor, yes.
So there you have it.
Yeah, that's
it's not that we don't love you, students.
Yeah.
It's that
they're long.
Next quote.
Yep.
Oh,
Next
I'm reading.
Yep.
So when my dad got his first iPhone, he asked, "Hey, Heather, Heather, when does the App Store open? Like what time?"
Yeah. Is that pretty funny? No, nobody's laughing at that.
No.
Yeah, it's funny.
I could totally see my dad doing that. Could you see your dad doing that?
Yes, I could
Yeah.
see my dad ordering something from the App Store and having it delivered.
Yeah.
And then trying to get a tracking
In the
number.
mail.
Trying to get a tracking number.
Yeah. I don't like tracking number. That's funny. All right, what's the next one? My mom couldn't find the movie she wanted on Netflix and said, "Oh well, someone else is probably watching it. I'll try again tomorrow."
Okay. Does she also try to rewind the Netflix movie?
Yeah, because
You
I don't
gotta
know.
be kind and please rewind.
Yeah.
You guys don't even. You
don't
don't
even
even
know what that
You don't
means.
even know.
You don't
Ask
even
your
know
parents
what
about
that
it
means.
later.
Yeah,
Ask your
that's
parents about it later.
Blockbuster right there.
Blockbuster.
That's where that was at. Yeah. You guys know what Blockbuster is?
Blockbuster?
Yeah. Nope.
I think there are people in the room that don't know.
That
what
don't. Raise your hand if you don't. If you've never heard of Blockbuster. Okay,
Wow.
3 hands. Okay, that's what I thought. Yep. Okay.
I think there's one that's not paying any attention in the back there.
Probably.
Okay.
My dad always tells me, "Don't use your turn signal. It's no one else's business where you're going."
Actually,
I mean,
that's the reason that they put it on there so that
Yeah.
other people know where you're going, so that they don't run.
Like,
over
I
you.
understand what he's trying to say, but always use your turn signal. Always.
I mean,
You should always.
I can't sit
Yeah.
here and tell you that you should always use it because.
There's someone I know that does not use the turn signal as often as they should.
Oh yeah, who would that be?
Right.
That's good. That's a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Let's
better
move
skip
on.
that.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Go ahead. What's the next one?
So I once got a text from my mom that was supposed to say, "You're amazing." It autocorrected to, "You're adopted."
That's not bad, though.
It's
Well,
not,
hold
yeah,
on.
but
Hold on. Have you heard of a Freudian slip?
yes.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
is that? It's like
That's
when
like-
you say something that's true, but you
Yeah.
don't mean to.
Yeah.
So it could.
That
could
could be, but
Pandora's
autocorrect.
box.
Yeah.
That's what she.
that'd be
That's
bad.
what your mom told you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I told that to. We told that
silly
to my
autocorrect.
sister. Funny story. Growing up,
Yeah.
not the story you're going to hear later. Funny story. We told my sister she was adopted. My sister went to my mom and asked my mom, and my mom said yes. It was not until my dad got home at 5:00 that my dad told her no. So yeah, that was an interesting.
I just want to say this.
Yeah.
Good on your mom for sticking
Yeah,
with the joke.
I know it was pretty funny.
That's the kind of parent you want to be.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving
Stick
on.
with it.
Yeah. My dad told me that if I ever wanted to take a nap during class, to make it look like I'm praying so my teacher couldn't get mad. That's terrible. That's terrible
okay.
advice.
Homeschool.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, right? Homeschool. Yeah.
Well, so
I mean, the only
wait,
thing I would say
hold on.
is maybe before a test, this is a good
If you're homeschooled and your dad is telling this and your teacher couldn't get mad, isn't your dad?
No, dad's always the principal, mom's always the teacher, or vice versa. One of them shares it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's usually how that works.
So if your teacher
Just
gets
so you
mad,
know.
so if your teacher gets mad,
Yeah.
and they send you to the principal,
Yeah. Then you're okay. You're okay because it was the principal that told you.
Okay.
They didn't nobody
new every
followed
day.
that logic.
You learn something new every day.
Okay.
Homeschool logic.
Yep.
If you fall out of a tree and break both legs, don't come running to me. That's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
Like,
Actually,
that's-
no.
that's-
do come running to me.
Yeah, do
'Cause
come
then
running
I
to
know
me.
you're
Yeah,
lying.
yeah.
And you should suck it up.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
You'll be fine. Put some life on it.
If you fall out of a tree, break.
Honey.
Yeah, I love that.
You shouldn't say that to our kids either.
Okay, yeah, you were told never to say
No,
that.
okay.
Yeah, you were told, sorry. Yep. All right, next one. My dad told me the ice cream truck played music when all the ice cream was gone. I actually may use this one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I
That's
think
good.
in the
That's
long
good.
run, this is going to save me a lot of money.
Yeah. It
Like,
will.
It will save me.
Because the Kona ice truck,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
always
man.
off every
You know,
time.
and here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but like they over time, those ice cream, the volume of the ice cream trucks has definitely gotten louder.
Yeah.
Because like when I was a little kid, you could hear it when it was on your street. Now
That's
you
it.
can hear it in West Lafayette when you're in Lafayette.
So
I mean,
here-
that's how loud those things are.
So when I was a kid, it was like if you by the time you hear it, it's already gone.
Yeah,
Like
right,
you gotta
right.
be outside
Yeah.
with money,
Yeah.
ready, waiting
Yeah.
for the ice cream truck.
I honestly get the tornado siren and the ice cream truck
Mixed
sound.
up?
Yeah, mixed up. Because they're so loud.
We'll run.
Well, there's your other example.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the tornado.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's
Take
yeah,
shelter inside.
Yeah. Hey, is that the last one?
No.
One more.
When my mom would drive us kids around, she would brake really hard to make us learn to lean forward and then say,
Bow to mom. That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Let me answer your
I
question.
don't know if my mom would. I don't know. I don't know if I can see my mom.
Did you get mom barred?
Huh? No.
You didn't get
No.
mom barred?
No.
You guys don't know what a mom bar is?
You're gonna have to explain.
Okay.
You're gonna have to explain.
We're not 6 feet apart. We're in the car.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm mom. You're the kid, right?
Yep.
That's a mom bar.
Yeah. Yes.
So you did get mom
yeah.
bar. Okay.
Yeah. When I was old enough, yeah, to like sit in the front because most of the time we had to sit like
Oh no. Yeah. Safety.
I asked my dad if I could go to a 50 Cent concert. He said, "Here's $1. Take your sister." I mean, that's pretty good, right? Like that's
It's funnier because I can see the dad.
exactly.
Like, I can see him
it's
saying,
like,
"Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's like
Here's $1."
freedom. Yes,
Yeah,
for
go
sure.
for it.
Here's $1.
Go for it."
Yeah. This was only going to cost me 50 cents.
And a whole night.
I don't
without
have
kids?
change. Here's $1. Yeah.
I got 3 kids, so I have to come up with
Yeah.
$1.50.
It's $1.50. $1.50. Give them 2. They can buy some snacks. Yeah.
Or they can take a friend.
All right, yeah. Hey, well, that's all of our parent quotes for the week. So what we're going to do now, we're going to transition to a time of
Singing.
singing. We are going to sing. Worship. Give it up for our worship team.
Hi guys, if you want to stand up and find some space to get ready to engage in some worship, we're excited to see what God's going to do tonight.
Keep this way. I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. And I'm not here for blessings. No, I'm not. Jesus, you don't owe me anything. And more than anything that you can do, I just want you. I just want you. And I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry. And I'll just sing another song. Take me back to where we started. I'll open up my heart to you. Yeah. I'm sorry when I flew with my agenda. I'm sorry. I forgot that you're enough. Take me back to where we started. I'll open up my heart to you. I'm caught up in your presence, and I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. I never wanna leave the presence. Oh, I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything. And more than anything that you can do, I just want you. And I just want you. And nothing else. And nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. And nothing else. Nothing else. And nothing else will do. I just want you. And nothing else. And nothing else. And nothing else will do. I just want you. And nothing else. And nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. And nothing else. And nothing else, Jesus. Nothing else will do. And I just want you. It's only you, only you. I just want you. Nothing else, nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else, nothing else, nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else, nothing else, nothing else will do. For me, for me, for me, Jesus, for me, for me, for me, Jesus, for me, yes, for me. Jesus, for me on you. I'm caught up in your presence, and I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never will leave. I'm caught up in your presence. I'm caught up in your presence. Yes, and I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never will leave. Yes. Oh, I'm not here for blessings. No, I'm not. 'Cause Jesus is on only anything. And more than anything that you can do, I just want you. Son, Jesus, bless you. Holy Spirit, we just ask that you would come rest on us. Lord, in this place, Lord, your presence would just fall. Lord, that everyone who's watching right now would just experience your presence. Lord, and not just a feeling, Lord, but a knowing of your presence, like a confidence and a conviction that you're always with us, that you never leave us, that you're always present. Lord, we just thank you. Thank you that you choose to be with us. Thank you for the opportunity to choose to be with you. Lord, I ask that as we go through the rest of this service, Lord, that you would be present. Lord, may this be a place where you long to dwell, where you love to come and move. Lord, we just thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come and give you our attention, to come and give you our affection and our devotion. Thank you, Jesus, for what you've done. Lord, we just pray all these things in your name, Jesus. Amen. Thanks for worshiping, everyone.
Awesome. Can we give it up for our worship team tonight? Awesome job. Awesome. Well, tonight I'm super excited because we have some very special guests with us tonight. Would you welcome with me our very own senior pastor and his wife, Pastor Zach and Shelly Maddox. Give it up for them right now. You guys want to sit right over there? I'll sit right here. Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for joining our show, joining us tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed, we have a picture of you. We had to dig. Really, I'm curious as to the age of the picture.
20? I think 20?
20s?
No, this was at me and Jeremy's wedding, so this is 20.
Oh, no, so then 21?
Yeah.
21. Wow. Okay.
22,
Wow.
so
Yeah. We did. So every time we have a guest, we dig an old picture. We had one of Sarah that had a black eye. It was a softball, but it looked like she had gotten in a fight. So, but it was a great picture, and yeah. So, hey, well, welcome. Thanks so much for being here tonight. We always open up with. We try to open up with like a funny story or something like people know you, but maybe people don't know you. Maybe there's something in your past that's really funny that nobody knows about or whatever. So I don't know. Either one of you can share if you have something that's really funny that has happened.
I have a story.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody knows. I really grew up in the country.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, Kentucky. I knew you grew up in Kentucky,
but,
so
like,
yeah.
super rural
Yeah,
Kentucky.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So one day, my brother Ryan, he's 2 years older than I, and he and I were going to go out on his bicycle.
Uh-huh.
And so the deal was, I was going to sit, and he was going to stand and pedal and hold on, and
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
waiting on
yeah,
him.
yeah.
So we're heading down this little road, a dirt road,
Yeah.
with the grass that goes through the middle of
Yeah.
it to the barn,
Okay.
which is down the hill. And this was right across the street from our house, with a huge field and valley and ravine, but it's all grass. So we're going along, and we look down the hill, and we see a snake. And it was like kind of
Yeah.
looking up at us.
Oh.
And so we were like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Now remember, it's 2 kids sharing a bike.
Yeah.
So we're not going anywhere
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Ryan's like,
Uh-huh.
we're going to turn
Uh-huh.
around. So we turn around, and he's standing, and we're going a little up a little incline.
Uh-huh.
I'm holding on. He's pedaling as fast as he can.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you. We could see the snake move, like we could
Uh-huh.
see its head, and then it would go down, and then it was like pacing.
So it was
with
facing.
us.
Oh wow.
And we were just
Wow.
like praying and going as fast as we could. We were trying to get back home, and we'll just never forget that
Yeah.
moment. So,
I honestly thought it was going to be one of those of like he pushed you off the bike and ran and left you there. I really thought that's where you're going with that, and I was like, like. Don't be the slowest person if there's a bear type situation.
We see what you would have done with your
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I have 2 sisters, so that's immediately where my thought. But that's a great story. That's a great story. Yeah.
Good brother.
What
too,
type of
apparently.
snake? You know.
I just think it was a black
Yeah.
snake.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing wild and crazy.
Man, yeah, that would scare me. I reached down and picked up a stick once, and the stick moved in my hand, and it was a snake, and I screamed like a girl and ran. And yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. Well, hey, we thought we would play a game. We always play games. So we're going to play a game called True Confessions. And so what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to get in a little bit of a circle.
Okay.
We're going to bring in the table. Okay, so for those of you that have never seen True Confessions, are we all right on the screen? We want to make sure everybody sees this. Okay, great. For those of you that have never played this, so basically there are envelopes here. There are 2 with Zach's name, those 2. There are 2 with my name, and 2 with Shelly's name. They are labeled 1 and 2. One of these actually happened in our lives. One of them is a lie. We have to treat these both like they're true confessions of our life. We have 60 seconds to convince the other people that they are true confessions of our lives. Okay? So, you guys are our guests. Which one of you would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Birthday girl's going first. Happy birthday, by the way, to Shelly. Can we say happy birthday to Shelly? Okay, so, I don't know.
Door number 1, door number 2.
What do you think? 2. We'll do 2.
Okay, paper says, I swam with an orca.
Swam?
Swam. I swam with an orca.
Where did you do this?
In Florida.
How old?
It was about 7 or 8.
Where were you in Florida?
Daytona Beach.
Anybody else with you?
My cousin Marvin.
Martin.
Does she have a cousin?
She does.
Okay. So I mean, that's a good. SeaWorld?
No. In the ocean.
Actually in the ocean. So it was
Actually,
a
in the
cruise.
ocean. No,
was like a
we
little-
just went to the beach, family outing with my cousin. We went out in this little tiny, not a dinghy, but like a little inflatable boat. And the orcas just came up, and so
An orca? Isn't an orca a killer whale? Am I thinking about that right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the same thing. I mean, is
So
it an
yeah.
we're in the
orca?
ocean. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking, just verifying. Okay.
So it's something that I had a lot of dreams about. So I just jumped right in and swam with him.
Okay. Wow.
Him or her?
Him or her? Who?
Was it a whale? It was a
Just a
guy.
whale. I don't know him or her.
I'm just trying to throw you off here because I can't tell. I don't know.
You want her to go like
Ooh. So you and cousin Mark, huh? Who else with you? Family?
Just Marvin and I in the little boat.
In the boat in
In
Daytona.
the little dinghy.
In the dinghy.
Yeah.
How old was Marvin?
A young adult.
I don't. I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
I think it's a no.
I think it's a lie. We're gonna say a lie.
It's a lie.
But that was a really good. Cousin Marvin threw me. Gotta be honest with you. That threw me.
Beach, Cousin Marvin and I in a dinghy, and these little porpoises came up
Oh,
beside
okay,
us. But
okay.
I didn't swim with them.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Swimming
Yeah.
with them was a lie.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, there you go. Great.
Man, that was hard.
Okay, wow.
Good luck.
She's gonna read it. She's gonna read it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the
Yep.
second.
Yeah. 1. Number 1.
Number 1, baby.
I rode a horse to Petra while I was in Jordan.
You should know that,
I
right?
didn't go with him. I didn't get to go on this trip. He didn't go to Petra. That's true.
Okay. Was it a horse?
Was it a horse?
yeah.
Was it
How
a
many-
donkey? Was
how-
it a camel?
Yeah. How many went with you?
How many went with me? What?
Riding on the horse. Like how many was it just you? You
It was
rode
just-
a horse by yourself?
Well,
All
yes.
the way-
Well, but then with other tourists. So like they have like at the top where you can like rent horses, and they'll like take a ride down at the top all the way down to Petra.
Okay. Yeah.
This might be true, or it might be just a little bit.
Yeah.
Which a lie is a
It's
lie.
really hard. It's really hard to tell if your pastor's lying or not.
Maybe that's not a good quality.
Yeah, no, yeah.
chose this game?
I feel like so Petra. So obviously you're in Jordan. Okay.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Who went with you? What?
I was there with actually. So Pastor Ted was there. He did not ride the horse though.
What did he do?
He walked. So some people walked. Otherwise, you could rent a horse and walk on a horse. Ride a horse. Yeah. So then basically it was mostly young adults. So it was mostly young adults. I was there, but I mean, so other people were there as well. It was the
Pastor
adults.
Ted was in it.
No.
Okay.
He would not be in that category. Yeah. Which is why I think he chose not to ride the horse.
Okay. I'm gonna say true.
True.
It's a lie.
What did you write anything or did you walk?
I walked.
You walked. Man. Should have.
I'm sorry, I didn't know all the details.
No, I was looking for some tell. So my sister growing up, I don't know why you said cousin Marvin. I'm thinking, anyways, you said brother. I'm thinking sister. So my sister, when she lied, her nostrils would flare out, like growing up. So we always knew my sister.
That's
was
great.
lying.
What's your tell? Oh, okay. We'll find it. What number?
Humor is my tell.
1.
Number 1.
All right, number 1.
Hush. I have hunted, killed, and skinned a wild hog.
It's a total lie.
Well, we need to ask some questions first.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so on this.
Where did you do this?
We're in
Big Sandy,
excursion.
Texas.
Big Sandy, Texas.
At Alert.
Okay. Was this like?
Field trip?
No, this is right after I graduated from high school. I went to a place called Alert Airland Emergency Resource Team, and we did outdoor stuff. I was there for 2 years, 2.5 years.
Were other people with you on this hunt?
Yeah.
Who?
Connor was there. Brett was there.
Did they kill anything?
Yeah, we all killed something.
Is this
What
the
did they
same trip
kill?
where you walked through the woods for miles and miles and miles?
Yeah, 64 miles in 24 hours.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of miles.
It's a lot of miles. Okay, maybe I'm starting to believe you now.
We skinned it. This is the first time I've skinned an animal.
How did you
And it was
feel
a hog?
during
Like
the
a wild
skinning
hog?
process? Tell us how you felt when you skinned it.
It's a very rough skin. So I've skinned deer before, and deer the skin pulls out really easy, but the hog is tougher because they just got a really tough exterior skin. So as you're pulling on it, it's harder.
Did you feel sad? Did you feel sorry for it?
I was hungry.
Because it was your food for your trip.
It was during survival week.
Oh, I
So what
see.
did your friends kill?
They killed deer
Oh. Why did you kill a hog?
because it's what we found.
Okay.
We
sure it wasn't a
fished.
ham?
We fished. It was not a ham. That's nice. Yeah.
What did you
We fished earlier that week, so it was like a whole week long type thing.
Okay.
And so towards the end of the week, about halfway in the middle,
Okay.
What tool did you use?
What did you use?
a knife.
No,
You
like to
knifed
kill
it
it.
to death?
Oh, to kill it? Bow and arrow. With compound bow.
Oh, okay. So you guys had compound bows
Yeah.
with you? Okay. Interesting. Where'd you get it?
Like right here in the neck, like right above the shoulder.
How many shots did you take before you hit it?
Huh? I can one shot.
All right. We think it might be true.
So it's a lie.
In one hand.
I skinned it, but I did not kill it, and I did not go hunting. They brought it to us during Survival Week. There's other guys that went, and they taught us how to skin the hog and skin the deer and everything else, but I did not actually kill it.
Okay. All right.
Do you guys want to read your truths?
No.
Or no? Okay. Do you want to read yours?
Sure. Which one did I open up?
If everybody is, then we might as well.
Okay.
Oh, yes. My truth is that my brother and I trapped a mouse in the kitchen.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
It was. Until my mother came to the kitchen.
What was yours?
Mine is I met with the director of NASA.
Nice.
It's pretty crazy we all got the lies.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Interesting.
So my truth was I used to wrestle in blue pajama pants. And now
I really want to ask.
I
want to ask questions about that.
He's actually famous for it.
Really?
That was some of my YouTube stories.
That picture was not on Facebook. I don't think so. For it, but it was not.
No.
Hey, so we're gonna transition to an interview time right now. So let's do a real quick stage flip. Welcome back. We had a short commercial break. Would you like a water? Or
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, hey, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. That's fun. That's the first.
It's a good game.
It is a good game. It's very. It was hard for me not to make eye contact because I feel like if I made eye contact, I would just lose it all. But yeah. So hey, obviously people know a little bit about you. You know, you've been on staff. You know, you've been here. What? How long has it been now?
4.5 years. Yeah. Almost 4.5 months.
So people know you, but maybe one of the things I'm always curious about is like people's childhood growing up, things like that. And so I don't know, what was your life like growing up? I know you said you grew up in Kentucky. You grew up in Illinois.
Yeah, we moved there when I was in 7th grade.
Okay. So what was your childhood like? What you got any interesting stories or anything? What was that like growing up?
Definitely grew up in West Virginia, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Lived in a couple places in Kentucky. My dad was a pastor, so still is a pastor. But basically, just always grew up in a minister's home. Just being a part of family life, being a part of church life.
Yeah.
In Kentucky, it was an agricultural area, so just being a part of agricultural families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
We
here.
worked a lot.
Yeah.
We worked hard.
Yeah.
And when people had, needs on the farm, then it was my family that would go out and help strip tobacco or, just whatever needed to happen. And it was a pretty great childhood.
Yeah. What about you, though?
So I grew up in South Dakota, North Dakota. So the Dakotas was my
Dakotas? I heard it. I heard it when you said it. I heard it.
Get the Canadian A's.
Yeah. I live in Minnesota,
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's there. It's all the same
it's
stuff.
all there. Yeah.
Yeah, so my childhood was there, which was a lot of fun, because then growing up in smaller towns, we could run around and do whatever we wanted, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And same thing, agricultural settings, but then in 7th grade we moved to the Chicago area, so that had kind of more suburban and metropolitan
Kind of had that mix.
change. Yeah, but that's kind of the cool thing of the blending here. Of you got the agricultural, but with the university, it's like you got that almost city feel too. So it's cool. We love that.
And so you both grew up in pastors.
We did.
So, and a lot of times, like we've interviewed, we've had some of the youth leaders on and stuff like that. And one of the things one of the questions I've kind of always asked is, obviously, I grew up in a Christian home too. So I always knew that, in a lot of ways, I had my parents' faith for a while, and then I kind of had my own. So really, I guess my question would be, when do you feel like was that moment that it was like, okay, this is my faith. It's not just my parents' faith. Or maybe it was over time, what pushed you to that over time? So, I don't know how you guys would answer that.
Well, I would say for me, a couple of things, happened over time. My brother, Ryan, who and I, shared the bike and had the snake story, he had a really bad head injury in our church basement. and really suffered brain damage.
Oh, wow.
And so, living in the home and watching him have to go through just lots of struggle, and my parents having to process, now working with a child who has this brain injury. He was put on some really strong medication, and he had to take this medication, or he could really have some extreme side effects. And when he was 15, he wouldn't be able to get his driver's license when he was 16 if he had to take this medication. And so he really made this a huge prayer point, and he really felt like the Lord healed him.
Wow.
And so he stopped taking his medication. Like, he weaned himself off and the whole thing.
Wow.
And so I remember my mom going to his room and asking for that bottle so she could go refill the prescription. And our rooms were next door, and I heard her shake the bottle of pills. And my heart sank, because we'd always been through this before. We have to take medication. And so then they have this whole conversation, if God heals you, a doctor can confirm this, and the doctor takes you off the medication. There's a way to do this. But he was just so sure that the Lord had healed him, and he hadn't had any side effects, and he was just so sure. And so sure enough, the doctor did confirm that Ryan had been healed. He was able to get his license on schedule, but the years it took from, him being 10 to, 15 and a half. That was a lot of years to just trust the Lord, and then to be able to see the Lord heal him, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We lived in Kentucky for a long time. We moved there maybe before I was 5. We moved around a little bit, but still stayed in Kentucky. And then when I was 17, right at the end of my junior year of high school, we moved to Tennessee. And so there were some circumstances that just really were difficult for me as a teenager. I was so close to all of these people.
Yeah.
And so to have to leave that and to say goodbye to friends who really were my family.
Yeah.
Moved to Tennessee, and then just have a whole senior year of experiences that just didn't feel like home to me. I really had to dig deep and ask the Lord to help me overcome a lot of bitterness in my life. And it was about a 6-month process of realizing I had some apologies to make to people that I left, because in my mind it was all their fault. It was their doing, know. But realizing that God's a big God, and He takes care of all things, and He had taken care of me. And He had shown me a very different life that I wouldn't have known had I stayed in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And so through a lot of circumstances, I was able to see that God really cared about me personally, and so I needed to change the way I responded to the Lord. And that was a huge pivotal point in me taking my faith as my own, and feeling like the Lord was bringing me through kind of a difficult process to trust Him.
Almost like a desert time.
Yeah, but I do think kind of the growing up in a Christian home, eventually you do come to that question of, am I a Christian just because I grew up?
That Y in the road.
Or just, if I would have been raised in India, what I'd be Hindu, What's truth? And I think on the front end, for sure, I just trusted my parents had my best interests in mind. And so then I kind of lived on that for a while. But then, slowly, and I was a part of a great youth group that continued to reinforce, what my parents were teaching at home. And I don't know, faith journey, I would say it was lots of small yeses to Jesus that eventually culminated to my freshman year in college. I went to a state university outside of Chicago. By the time I got there, I was pretty grounded in my faith. But I would say, too, like our youth group used to have devotionals that they would pass out, like quarterly devotionals or something. And I remember doing those at night before I go to bed. And just had a heart to just be with the Lord, And by the time I got to that university, then I worked Husky Student Patrol was my job. So like campus security. But I actually got paired with a guy that had a lot of questions about faith. So I think that actually, the Lord does those kinds of things where then His questions, as you look into those answers, then it just grounds you even more in your faith. And to the point where even when I was surrounded by most of these guys didn't follow Jesus, the guys on my floor. I don't know, I think because I'd followed Jesus for so long and went to public school and participated in sports and was around of what could have been unhealthy influences, but, was tied to a healthy youth group and godly parents. And, I think, and then I researched it on my own. I remember my freshman year in college, I had to write an English paper, a research paper, and so I just researched, was Jesus really the Son of God? And just landed on those things as truth. So I think it's not one thing. It's just kind of a combination of a confluence of things. Going on mission trips, it's kind of all those things tied together. You have experiences with God that you know that He really is the way, the truth, and the life.
What would you say, I guess kind of, more of what's something that you're learning or you've learned or a challenge or something like that, something that you guys would say, you know what, when I was a teenager, or this is something that I'm going through right now, this is something that I want to encourage everyone that's watching, this is my one takeaway that I want you guys to get from me right now with where I'm at.
Cool.
I mean, I know anybody that knows us would say we always talk about abiding, but I just find it to be so extremely important, and I feel like now probably more than ever, because quarantine has meant something very unique to so many different people, and their responses and their reactions have been so varied. People are reaching out with the ways they cope themselves, through humor, through anger, through fear, through, you name it. We've all heard it or seen it played out on Facebook and everything else. And so I feel like right now my heart for all of us, and especially our youth, because I am a parent of youth, I have my own student, and my heart is that people would truly abide, because when we understand that we're all created uniquely, and God loves us all uniquely, that you are not going to know unless you abide with Him. And it's just like this ache in my soul when you want to say that, you want to communicate that to people, and I feel like we want to say Jesus is the answer, but I feel like the response sometimes is, but Jesus isn't enough. And that's so hard, because that's exactly who is enough. Nothing else is. But it's because He feels distant, and if Jesus feels distant, it's not His fault, it's ours. And so this whole quarantine, I just have been asking the Lord, to keep me grounded, draw me closer to the Lord, because I feel like then I will have something to share, that could be immediate, because that's what we're all looking for. We want immediate, and I know the Lord can come in the mighty rushing wind, but often He comes in the quiet and in the still. And even though we've gotten this immense amount of time for stillness, it's like we're allergic to it in some crazy way. And so just wanting our students to understand that, and Zach and I have talked about this, what the enemy means for evil is real. But God always means good. Always. It's for our good. He can make anything, no matter how evil, for our good. And it's up to us to see that, to seek it out, no matter how difficult that might be. And so that's definitely a cry of my heart, and that's something that we've been talking to our kiddos about. This is that time,
I'd say connected to that is a great video message to watch. Francis Chan shared Be Still and Know That I'm God. And what he talked about is how so often parents in Hong Kong is who he was talking to. They put their kids on a treadmill, want to get them in the right preschool so they can get in the right primary school, into the right secondary school. And so he was talking about that treadmill way of life. And but obviously that very much applies to our American setting in society too. And when I was in high school, I started preparing to try to go to the Air Force Academy. That was kind of my goal at first. And so in so doing, what my reflection has been is that's about the time I probably jumped on the treadmill. And I feel like I've been pretty good to stay on a treadmill ever since. And what he talked about in the Be Still and Know That I'm God is in the midst of all this, it's as though God unplugged all of the treadmills. And why would He do that? So talking about, this is what Sean and I were talking about here shortly, that's why she mentioned it, of how Joseph said, to his brothers, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. And it's what's interesting in that phraseology is it's not that what you meant for evil, God made good, and what you meant for evil, God turned into good. He actually said He meant for good. So God is sovereign. So He knew this was going to happen, and He meant it for good. And so part of that understanding of it in James, it writes that God is jealous for us. That's extraordinary. What a statement that the God who created the heavens and the earth is jealous for us. So jealous that He could unplug treadmills and say, I would love to spend some time with you. And so I guess part of our takeaway has been when things get plugged back in, should we rummage sale that treadmill? And what are we going to choose to bring back into our lives? Because we know all of our marketers, they're going to spend billions of dollars to say, turn it all back on and get back on that treadmill. And I'm just not sure that honors the Lord. And so, when I think about youth and young adults, it's very easy to jump on a treadmill. You know, these classes are going to prepare me for this university experience, for this job, and that's not a terrible thing. But I think you can very then quickly lose sight of the be still and know that I'm God, and that God is jealous for us. And more than anything else, what is all of eternity?
Right.
We're to dwell with God,
right.
in paradise.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so we can have a taste of that experience here, but we've got to choose it, and choose it intentionally. So, yeah.
So what's that priority, What's that priority in your life?
Right.
Is it those things or is it eternal life?
Right.
And so, yeah, it's really good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here and sharing your heart with teenagers and everything. So we are going to conclude with a little bit of worship.
Awesome.
We are going to sing a song called The Blessing. That is a song to parents. Well, 2 parents, 2 students. I don't know. It's an awesome song. So we're going to invite the worship team back, and so they're going to lead us as a close.
Thanks
so much.
favor be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. His blessings go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you and within you. He is with you, He is with you in the morning, in the evening, in the coming and your going. He is weeping and rejoicing. He is for you, 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 He is for you. Generations and your family and your children and their children and their children. May His favor be upon you and 1,000 generations and your families and your children and their children and their children. May His presence go before you and behind you and beside you, all around you, within you. He is with you, He is with you in the morning, in the evening, and you're coming, and you're going, and you're weeping and rejoicing. He is for you, He is for you. house, Lord, that is watching. Lord, that your peace would reside in the houses of your people, Lord. Lord, we just agree with what you have for us. Lord, that even in the midst of all that we face, Lord, you are working for our good. Lord, and we just accept this moment of stillness and of slowing down. Lord, and we just choose to engage with you in your peace, Lord, in your presence. Lord, I ask that this week that families and homes would experience your presence and your peace in a way that they have not before, Lord, that it would be deeper, Lord, that your peace would reach down deeper into our hearts and our minds and our souls this week, Lord. Lord, that your presence, Lord, would just permeate our lives. Lord, that we would be marked by your presence this week. Come and overflow, Jesus. Lord, we just thank you. Well, hey, that's all that we have for tonight, and we're so thankful for you guys for tuning in. But before you go, we want to remind you about our quarantine challenge. So for next week, you want to submit a video of yourself impersonating one of our youth leaders, and you'll want to tag us on Instagram or on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's at CPC Youth, our Connection Point Youth, and then on Facebook, it's at Connection Point Church Youth. So be sure to submit those for a chance to win pizza delivered to your house. And then also be sure to check out our TV guide. We're posting it on Instagram, but we have tons of events all throughout the week. Every night of the week, there's something going on for you. So there's no excuse for you to feel alone. Engage with us this week. We want to see you. We love you all, and be blessed. Have a good night.